What's up, guys? Back with another movie review. Today I've got one from SRS Cinema. It's one of my favorite labels. Make sure you check them out at srscinema.com. And today it is The Period. This is bound to be one that a lot of guys will never watch. It's about a girl who is masturbating in the bathtub, and when she has an orgasm, she ends up just blowing the bottom out of her crotch, and blood is just pouring out everywhere. And this not just like a little bit. I mean, like enough to fill up the bathtub. It just covers the entire bathroom. And as it turns out, she got her period, but this is no normal period. This is like a geo period where, like, you know, she's just pouring out like a fountain 24/7. She's just everywhere she goes. She goes to volunteer at, or she goes to work at a art class as a model. And she thought it was just topless, but it ends up they want her to be fully nude. So she, takes off her Depends that she wears to keep all the blood in, and she sprays period blood all over a crowded classroom of students, all over all the artwork, all over all the students, all over the teacher. And this is pretty much what happens all the time. She fights with her girlfriend, and so she sprays period blood all over her girlfriend, and she's just desperate to find a way to end it. She goes to the gynecologist. She sprays blood all over the gynecologist. And then as the movie progresses, we learn that maybe there's, a reason and a meaning behind why she's gotten this, epic period. Obviously, movies about massive amounts of period blood, maybe not for mass audiences, but I thought The Period was a really cool movie. It has a lot of really fun dialogue. It definitely has like kind of a feminist slant to it, but it's also really funny. It's really entertaining. It's really crazy. It has a lot of nudity, graphic nudity in it. It's also got a lot of blood, most of which, or pretty much all of which, comes from our lead character's crotch. So if period blood grosses you out, you either just got to deal with it or avoid this movie, because this movie is drenched, soaked, drowning in period blood. I really liked it. I thought it was just a really entertaining, unique, creative movie that definitely dealt with a subject that a lot of people don't like to focus on, especially when they're watching a movie. But I had a lot of fun with it. I definitely think anybody who has an interest in cult films or indie horror movies, even though it's not really a horror movie, but like I think it will still appeal to indie horror fans or just people who like indie, like quirky indie films in general. It's a shame more people haven't seen this movie because I think it's really entertaining, and it's just I just really liked it. I thought it was so fresh and original, and just, I didn't mean, no pun intended on the fresh remark, but anyway, The Period is just, it's really gross, but it's also just a super lot of fun and a really trippy movie, and I think anybody who likes cult film or indie films should definitely check it out. The DVD from SRS Cinema has 3 audio commentary tracks, a Q&A with the cast, cast auditions, bloopers, trailer. The transfer looks good for what it is. I mean, it's kind of limited by the equipment that it was shot on, but I think it looks as good as possible. It's definitely watchable. The only limitations are really just, the production circumstances and the equipment used. So there's no issues whatsoever with the visual transfer. Tons of extras. This disc is super cheap. I highly, highly recommend it to anybody who likes just offbeat outsider cinema or just weird, quirky indie movies. It was just a lot of fun. A really creative, just original, again, this like super fun movie. So that's The Period. You can read a full write-up of it at markfusion.com. Make sure you check out srscinema.com, where you can buy it and tons of other crazy, creative indie movies. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at markfusion. You can check out my Patreon for exclusive content. But the best way you can help me out, as always, is just to hit that sub button. It's free, it's easy, and it's a direct way to help my site, help me grow my site, my channel, and be able to continue to produce content for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, highly, highly recommend The Period. Don't let your own personal distaste for menstrual blood get in the way of you enjoying a really crazy movie. Thanks for watching this, guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon.